Today we're going to do a body scan meditation, which is another practice that helps us to calm the mind and also helps give us a good basis of physical experience that we can later turn to in a more insighty kind of a way. For example, paying attention to the impermanence of our experiences. But today we're just going to be practicing the art of noticing what is going on in the body. So as always, we set ourselves up with a good open posture, open chest, space opening up across the front of the chest, allowing the shoulders to relax, letting the arms be at rest, the hands perhaps resting in the lap. Relaxing the muscles in the back of the head so that the chin very slightly tucks in. And let's start our exploration of the body with the feet. Just starting to be aware of what physical sensations are arising on the feet. Perhaps starting with the soles. Noticing sensations such as temperature, and pressure, and touch. And just seeing if you can allow the soles of the feet to soften. You can even be aware of the breathing at the same time as you're aware of the sensations on the soles of the feet. Noticing how those sensations change on the in-breath and the out-breath. And it can be helpful to imagine that as you're breathing in, your breath is flowing in through the soles of the feet. As you're breathing out, the breath is flowing out through the soles of the feet. Being aware of the toes, maybe just gently wiggling them to connect more strongly with the sensations arising there. Noticing the space between the toes, contact between the toes. and letting the toes soften. You can be aware of sensations arising from the upper surface of the feet. Perhaps continuing to have that sense of the breath flowing in through the feet into the body and flowing back out again through the feet into the floor, into the earth. And as we're doing this, we're not talking to ourselves about our experience, or at least that's not the aim. We're not trying to describe the sensations or think about the sensations. We're simply noticing the sensations. Allowing the feet to be soft, to be at rest. And as we do this, as we pay attention to the feet and encourage them to soften, sometimes we notice other sensations as well, a sense of aliveness, tingling, pulsing. The feet full of life and energy. Being aware of the ankle joints. And allowing them to be soft. As if you were letting your feet just go floppy at the end of your legs. And noticing the lower legs, the calves and the shins. And you can feel the contact that your skin is making with your clothing. You can notice sensations of warmth or coolness, perhaps pressure. And again, the internal tingly aliveness of your muscles and nerves, and the blood flowing through your lower legs. Aware of the knee joints. And allowing them to be soft and relaxed. As if your whole lower legs were just dangling from the knees. Becoming aware of the upper legs. Sensations from the fronts of the thighs, the backs of the thighs. Touch of your clothing. Any other sensations of touch or pressure? Your calves may be in contact with the backs of your thighs, or the backs of your thighs may be in contact with a seat or a cushion. Some parts of the legs are warmer, some are cooler. And it's all living. And as you allow the muscles in the legs to soften and relax, sensations of tingling and pulsing and aliveness can become more prominent. Aware of the buttocks and the hips, the sitting bones pressing down into your seat. Allowing the muscles around the hips to relax and soften. And as we're going through the body like this, paying attention to the various sensations, we may encounter some sensations that are pleasurable, like the sense of letting go, or that tingling and energy I've mentioned. And there may be some sensations that are unpleasant. And whatever we find, as best we can, we just accept it. Aware of the area around the groin and the genitals. Perhaps noticing in the pelvic area some movements associated with the breathing. As the lower abdomen fills and empties on every cycle of the breath. The whole belly filling and emptying. And we can feel the movements of the muscles, the movements of the skin, movements of our clothing against our skin as we breathe in and out. Noticing the movements of the breathing, not just on the front of the body, but on the sides too. Aware of the lower back growing out of the pelvis. And perhaps you can feel the lower back moving also as you're breathing in and out. Try paying attention to the skin in that area, since it's particularly sensitive. When sometimes we can't feel the muscles moving, we can still notice the ever-changing contact that our skin is making with our clothing on the lower back. Noticing the chest now. The rib cage expanding with every in-breath. Relaxing and emptying on every out-breath. And the sensations of the rib cage moving, the bones, the intercostal muscles might be the most obvious thing. But there are also the sensations again on the skin. And let's also notice the movements of the diaphragm. Pushing down as we breathe in, relaxing and flattening as we breathe out. So there are those movements on the bottom of the rib cage. And as with the abdomen, although we may tend to focus on the front of the body, there are also sensations in the rib cage, on the side and on the back. And just allowing the ribcage at the back to expand as you breathe in. Letting it relax on the out breath. And see if you can feel the whole length of the spine, from where it fuses with the pelvis to where it meets the skull. Letting it be long and letting it move with your breathing as best you can. Perhaps noticing the shoulders moving, rising and falling as you breathe in and out. Sensations on the skin, sensations in the muscles, perhaps even sensations in the shoulder joints themselves. Bringing the arms into more conscious awareness now. Letting the arms be heavy and relaxed and still. Noticing any contact the arms are making with the body, with your clothing. Perhaps there are small movements in the arms as you breathe in and breathe out. being very aware of the hands and the fingers because of the great sensitivity in that part of the body. Letting the hands be relaxed, noticing the fingers in contact with each other. Perhaps a feeling of aliveness and tingling in the hands. Becoming aware of the neck, the throat. Noticing the joint where the skull meets the spine and allowing that joint to be open and relaxed, so that perhaps the chin slightly tucks in, back of the neck becomes long and open. Bringing awareness into the jaw, letting the jaw be relaxed. So there may well be a space between the teeth on the lower jaw and the upper jaw. Letting the tongue be still and soft in the mouth. Letting the muscles around the eyes be soft, and the eyes themselves unfocused, as if you're staring into space. And just imagine smoothness flowing over your brow. Letting those muscles relax too. And aware of the ears, the scalp, crown of the head. And with that defocused gaze I mentioned, with soft eyes, and a soft inner focus to your awareness, just seeing if you can be aware of the whole of your physical experience right now. Perhaps letting your awareness rest lightly on the sensations of the breathing. Now becoming more aware of what's arising from the world around you. Maybe you can see light through your closed eyelids. Maybe there are sounds. Maybe you can feel the air touching your skin. Maybe you can sense the space around you, or feel vibrations. And then finally, in your own time, allowing the eyes to softly open.